Hi, and welcome to the LifeWorks podcast. I'm your host, Mark Botros. In this episode, I want to talk about email common sense. In fact, I entitled this podcast Email Common Sense 101, 14 ways to help you write the perfect email. Most grown adults today think they know how to use email, yet how many times have you received an email that was too long, too short, too rude, didn't get the point across, or didn't get to the point at all, didn't manage expectations, or simply didn't make sense? To write an email that not only communicates well, but makes you look smart and sophisticated, I recommend the following etiquette. 1. Use subject lines effectively. If you can use subject lines alone, that works great. For example, in the subject line, you can put monthly status report, please see attached. Please review by Friday, end of day. Or team, please complete your time card by close of business today. Thank you. And you're done. These are just a couple of examples of how you can use subject lines effectively. 2. Open and close pleasantly. I usually start my emails with something nice, like, I hope you're well, happy Friday, or it was great talking with you earlier. It shows that you are polite, kind, and not just someone who launches straight into business. I also try to close positively as well because I want to leave the reader with a positive human impression. 3. Be upfront. After your nice opening, the next thing should be why you are sending the email immediately. Often people have to process hundreds of emails at a time, so be kind to them and let them know upfront what you want or need. Don't bury it in paragraph number 4. 3. No anger or sarcasm. Never, ever, ever, ever send an angry, snarky, or sarcastic email. You can write it, stew on it, scream it into a pillow, punch a speed bag a few hundred times while reading it on your mobile device, but for your own sake, do not send it. Angry or snarky emails never reflect well on the sender, and if you send it to a wider audience, you've created a negative impression of yourself to the entire email distribution. 4. Send good emails. Always send emails that are polite, diplomatic, neutral, objective, and not overly flowery. I have struggled with the last one over the years. For some people, the only impression of you is what they see in email. You can never go wrong looking nice. 5. Use good language. Check your email for spelling, complete sentences, and well-expressed ideas. You want your audience focused on your message, not distracted by spelling errors, incomplete sentences, and incoherent ideas and concepts. 6. Read it one more time. Before hitting the send button to other people, do 1, 2, or 5 final reviews, speaking the text aloud to yourself. Be sure that your email says what you want it to say, but more importantly, that it is said in a great way. When in doubt, have someone else look at your email, especially if it's important. 7. Always assume goodwill. When you use email, you lose about 93% of the communication tone, so it's very easy to misinterpret. Be patient, and don't lash out because someone responded with what seems to be an angry or snarky tone or a one-word response. I know, that can be annoying. Always assume that the other person had the best intentions when they sent that response. It will help you in your follow-up communication with them. Besides, you can always ask for clarification later. 8. Be complete. Avoid single word or other short responses that can be misinterpreted. Instead, use complete phrases, sentences, and thoughts. 9. Remember your reflection. How you communicate in email is a reflection of you, your image, your personality, and even your intellect. Treat it as such. 10. Keep it brief. Avoid using email for sending lengthy communications if at all possible. If you have that much to say, it's probably better said in person or over the phone. 11. Don't use all caps. When you use all caps, it looks like you're shouting, and it doesn't reflect well on you. If you need to emphasize a word for effect, then I suggest using it sparingly and not in every email you send. Using all caps makes people uncomfortable and can put them on the defensive. We live in a hyper-sensitive world, so avoid this kind of microaggression. If you need a safer way to emphasize words, then use italics. 12. Use plain language. People respond well to people they easily understand. When I would write sales proposals, I was taught that you should write at about an 8th or 9th grade reading level. Steer clear of undefined acronyms, industry jargon, or overly technical language unless that is shorthand that your audience will immediately appreciate and understand. And also try not to use text speak in email unless it is someone you are very familiar with. 13. Emojis. I minimize my use of emojis in email to those that I can use in texts, such as a simple smiley face, a sad face, a wink, or a meh. You know which ones I'm talking about. The more flowery the emojis, the less seriously people will take you. And you want to be seen as someone who is smart, sophisticated, current, and capable, but also someone who is approachable. 14. The best communication. The best form of communication is not email or any text-based communication at all. If something takes more than 3 emails to resolve, you need to actually talk to someone about it. Except in cases where you need to maintain a written record of conversation, because that does happen sometimes. The best forms of communication in order are 1. Go in person. 2. Video conference, because you can see their face, some of their body language, and you can catch that in combination with their vocal inflection. 3. A phone call, so that you can get the message and their vocal inflection. 4, and last of all, is text or email. Text and email are tied for last place because you lose body language and vocal inflection in electronic text-based communications. One exception to this is handwritten notes and letters. They are a lost art form and probably as effective as in-person communication, or as highly impactful. The fact that email has been in use for years speaks to its long-term utility. So until we crack the code on long-range mental telepathy, email will probably be with us for some time. Hopefully, the advice I just shared will remind us all to continuously stay on top of our game with the most seemingly mundane forms of communication. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. Give it a rating. Or if you like, come to my website at markabotros.com. That's markabotros.com. And subscribe, and you'll never miss an episode or a blog post. If you think that someone else would benefit from this, please share it with them. Comment in social media, or connect with me personally. I would love to hear from you.